When the world was deserted, when the world had no human, all were in darkness, barren land, cold sky. The gods and titans struggled to compete for the supreme rights. And then a titan named Prometheus stood up to help the young gods, led Zeus, defeated his father, Cronus, in the Great War. But no one expected, after that glory, a bigger tragedy was waiting. After the victory, Prometheus was not rewarded. But he did not blame. In his heart, another thing is growing. It is the love for humans. The weak soul has just been molded from the clay. People at that time had no fire, no home, did not know how to plow or weave cloth. They lived like animals, cold and hungry under the strange moonlight. Prometheus and younger brother Prometheus are tasked with creating creatures. Prometheus cheerfully distributed wings for birds, fangs for tigers, hard apricot for turtles. But it was the turn of people. All good qualities were exhausted. They stood there, bare hands, no claws, no wings, no fangs. Prometheus' pain. He vowed to make up for them. And in the long night sitting alone looking towards Olympus, Prometheus thought of the fire, the symbol of knowledge, warmth and power. But that fire only belongs to the spirit. Zeus, the king of heaven, was strictly prohibited. Humans must not own the light of the divine. And then he decided to do the most taboo. On the black night, Prometheus secretly climbed up the palace, stole a sacred spark from the sun, hid it into the trunk of the tree, dry, then quietly returned to the earth. The first light broke out in the middle of the dark night, and the human being felt warm for the first time. When Zeus discovered that humans had fire, the anger of the god burst like thunder. For him, Prometheus not only contrary to the command, but also challenged the supreme power. Zeus vows to take revenge, and the punishment is not for humans, but for the one who dared to give them the light. But before punishing Prometheus, Zeus decided a long-term game, a more sophisticated revenge. He would create a gift to humans. With the help of the gods, he created a beautiful woman, Pandora. Pandora was sent to Prometheus, younger brother Prometheus. Although Prometheus once warned, "Don't receive God's gifts," Prometheus because of passion and ignore his words. Pandora carries a box, or rather, a vase, that no one is allowed to open. And then that fateful vase was opened. From there, a series of disasters, illness, jealousy, death, rushed out like a storm, overflowing throughout the world. Humans, who once suffered from cold, now even more miserable because of mental wounds. Even so, at the bottom of the jar, there is still one last thing that hasn't flew away, that's hope. In the darkness that Zeus tried to sow, Prometheus still kept a ray of light, and Pandora, though accidentally, also retained the most valuable thing that people need to exist. After all, Zeus poured out the wrath on Prometheus. No more warning, no forgiveness. Zeus sent Hephaestus to chain Prometheus' chains into the top of Caucasus Mountain, a cold, lonely place, no shadow. Those shackles are not just iron, but the shackles of the anger. Every day, a giant eagle, born from Zeus's will, flew to his liver. Unimaginable pain, but Prometheus did not die, because the liver regained every night. Each dawn, pain repeated, there is no liberation in that punishment. But Prometheus didn't plead. He did not ask for help, not betraying mankind. Amidst the screams and pain, he still kept something, that was faith. That humans will evolve, that someday they will deserve the fire he gave. The penalty lasted for thousands of years. The generations change, the kingdom grows and disappears, but Prometheus is still there, immortal and pain. The legend of him spread in the human world, as a wake-up scene, and also an immortal inspiration. Not power, but sacrifice made Prometheus become immortal in human memory. He is a symbol for those who dare to stand up for justice, dare to pay for freedom, and dare to love even when he is betrayed by the people who are bright. Centuries later, a legendary hero appeared, Heracles, the son of Zeus, who has superior power and kind heart. On the journey of 12 feats, he crossed the Caucasus sequence and saw Prometheus. His body was torn, but his eyes were still fiery. Without hesitation, Heracles raised the bow, shooting an arrow through the huge eagle heart, the monster who ate gone Prometheus day. The scream ended. Heaven and earth silently. Chains gradually disintegrated. And Prometheus, after thousands of years, being liberated. Zeus was not angry, because he himself saw the consistency and kindness of Prometheus. He agreed to forgive, provided that Prometheus had to wear rings made from old chains, as a reminder that the law could not be forgotten. Prometheus left the top of the mountain, returning to the world, no longer the exile, but a symbol of life. He did not keep the fire for himself, but continued to give knowledge, teaching people to work, calculating time, medicine, writing. Each fire lit up was a trace of him. And to this day, whenever the fire flutters in the night, or when people stand up against oppression for freedom and justice, people still mention Prometheus. Not only as a god, but a symbol of wisdom, sacrifice and indomitable heart never to subdue.